us down, but we rise again. From the ashes, from the hunger, from the shame we're in, we the people, storm-torn steeple, cracked stained glass, but the light shines equal. We are not the chains that keep you in. We the people. Yeah, we the people.
All right. Oh, so good to be back here, in the America First warehouse. We are just building this platform up, and we are working to be the number one creative, conservative creator, all over, one of the biggest podcasts here. We are coming off a very, very, very big week. We left from Long Island, New York. We went over to Dallas, Texas for CPAC. From CPAC, we went over to Washington, D.C. What an incredible, incredible week. And then from Washington, D.C., we wound up driving all the way back, making another event that I was a guest speaker at. But I want to start off with Washington, with Dallas. Over in Dallas, if you don't know CPAC, what an incredible event. Everybody, the largest, biggest conservative movement that is out there, that's offered to the, I would say at this point, when I'm telling you that there is a war waged on God, there is definitely a war waged on God. And the biggest conversation with everybody there, was, who is the biggest threat today to the United States of America with this war in Iran? And, watching guys like Steve Bannon, and forget about what you feel about Steve Bannon. We're just going to talk about what they talked about. But watching guys like Steve Bannon, one of these common questions kept coming up is, what is the biggest threat to the United States of America? Is it actually Iran? Or is it the new appointed mayor out of New York City, Zohran Mamdani? And he's making a lot of noise over there, and we are going to start doing a full-blown campaign for Bruce Blakeman. And if you don't know Bruce Blakeman, I can promise you by the time I'm done, every household in New York is going to know who he is. But I'm very, very clear that the current governor over there, which is the governor of New York, Kathy Hochul, she's basically attached to the hip of Zohran Mamdani. And I'm going to tell you that a vote for Kathy Hochul is a vote for Zohran Mamdani. A vote for Kathy Hochul is a vote for the Quran. A vote for Kathy Hochul is a vote for Sharia law. A vote for Kathy Hochul is a vote for Muhammad, is a vote for Allah. And you know how I feel about that false prophet Muhammad, who basically in the Quran it says that he married a 6-year-old child and he consummated that marriage at 9 years old. What nobody thinks about is, do you know what you have to do to a child between the age of 6 when you marry her and consummate her at 9 years old? The preparation she's got to go through. I don't even want to go into details about that because I get really upset and I get really angry, because over here in the United States of America, if their prophet Muhammad was alive and well, he'd be spending the rest of his life in prison for compromising our women and compromising our children. You see, what you got to understand here is, in the United States of America, we put our women on pedestals. We tell them how beautiful they are. We tell them how much we love them and how much we respect them. And we remind them every single day that you are enough. Over there, they do everything that does not align with our American values and our American traditions. You see, we love our families. We're not embarrassed of our women. We're not embarrassed of our children. We don't cover them up to hide them from the world. We eat breakfast with them. We sit down with lunches. We put them into school. We make sure we continue to have family dinners. We show up and we pray, whether you're in a temple, if you're in Judaism, or in church, you're in Christianity, you're in a church. We don't invade churches on a Sunday where families are praying with their children like they did in Minnesota. We also denounce when $19 billion are being stolen out of the United States of America, specifically talking about Minnesota, and Nick Shirley goes to California, starts uncovering what Gavin Newsom is doing over there, and says, we have a problem with Governor Newsom because what's happening is he's making looking like Minnesota is child's play. You know, so when we were over at CPAC, I can tell you that it is showing us that the number one threat to the United States of America, not only here in the USA, but around the world, is this ideology of Islam. And I say, how are we going to deal with this? And how are we going to fix this? Because at this point, I think that, you know, it's one thing when you go and try to take over the United Kingdom, or Scotland, or Ireland, or even Iran himself. But when you try to take over the patriots of the United States of America, and we're very cool and calm and collective, and we're just relaxing, and all we want to do is be with our families over the weekends and maybe watch a couple of sporting events. If you make us wake up, and you do wake up this sleeping giant, I always tell you, be careful what you wish for, that you might just get it. You know, at this point, I want to remind everybody out there that the patriots of the United States of America, called we the people, we don't ask you if you're a Republican, a Democrat, an independent, or liberal. We just ask you, are you on the good side of humanity, and do you support this country that you're living in? We are the 5th largest army in the world. We don't need our government to protect us. We will protect ourselves and our women, our children, if our backs are put against the wall and we have to stand up for this country. Whether you are on TikTok, whether you're streaming live on my Instagram, whether you are on Facebook or YouTube. By the way, thank you, Mark Zuckerberg and Meta, and thank you so much to the community of Facebook as you're supporting us. You know, or whether you are on our own website here over at America's First Warehouse, which we will become the greatest icon on Long Island. We are going to start celebrating, whether you are celebrating the freedom of Iran, celebrating the birthday of a Rodrigo Duterte in the Philippines. Are we going to celebrate Easter, celebrate Passover with our Jewish brothers and sisters? One thing I can tell you, what will never happen in this beautiful place, this incredible place that I'm surrounded by, is that we will not celebrate praying to a false prophet by the name of Muhammad, or a God that they call Elah, which tells us that we are the infidels, and if we don't follow what you're doing, this will never be the land of a mosque. That's one thing that will never happen here. You know, I will tell to the community, the Islamic community, that if there are peaceful ones out there and you don't believe in the ideologies and the thing that they're doing, and you support Donald Trump, please speak up now and become a leadership in your community. And tell them that we don't align with these types of ideologies. We align with peace. We align with love. We align with happiness. We align with believing and keeping God in our hearts and our souls. But you have to start denouncing these people here like they don't exist. Because that's what's happening right now, is that we've got to make sure that we put this to an end. Not just for the United States of America, but this is the world against Islam. That's what I see. As the president of Uganda just came out yesterday, announced, the president of Uganda, Zora Mamdani, is from Uganda, came here 8 years ago from Uganda. The president said, let me be very clear that we are a Christian nation. And as a Jew living over here in the United States of America, I'm even smart enough to know that I'm living in a Christian nation. He said, any more rhetoric about the death of Israel, we will personally send in our 55,000 soldiers, and we will take care of Iran ourselves. And I will tell Mr. President of the United States of America, take them up on their offer, and let's send in Uganda into Iran, and anybody else in the world that wants to step up with the United States of America to put this ideology to an end. Anyway, we got a great guest today. She is amazing. She's awesome. Her name is Caitlin Scott. She's also known, I believe, as something as the White Squirrel. I can't wait, White Squirrel Magic. She delivers the same type of messages as we do. I think she's waiting in the waiting room. We'll bring her up on segment. We'll bring her up in segment 2, but she delivers her message with laughter and smiles and jokes, keeping Christianity in her heart, making fun of the bullshit of the liberals and the Democrats, what's going on. If you don't know her, you will know her after the show because you're going to follow her on all of our social media platforms. But it is a delight to have her come here. I can't wait. She brings light, she'll bring light to the room, humor to the atmosphere. TikTok, make sure you stay with us. If you don't know her, you will. And make sure also, if you're not following on TikTok, you'll follow her on Instagram. And also, you're going to follow us on her own app here over at the America First Warehouse. Again, I handle things a little differently, as we are on the hunt, and we are looking out every day for children that are being trafficked, women that are being compromised, children that are being abused. It does not and will never be tolerated here in the United States of America. So I'm going to ask you, to every single one of my patriots that are living here, that have not left us and gone to Boca Raton, Florida, if you're going to come back, don't come back because Kathy Hochul is asking you to come back because she needs your money for socialism. Come back because we are in the greatest war of our lifetime against this ideology that says they are here to stay, that they're here in every corner of this country. But we're going to bring a little humor to this. And I can't wait to show you some assets of how this girl works. She's a genius. She's talented. Anyway, we're going to be back with the Midnight. You're streaming live over at the American First Warehouse. Woo!
You noticed your money just doesn't stretch like it used to? Your paycheck feels lighter, and your savings aren't growing. The culprits? Inflation and increased money supply. They've both been quietly eating away at your purchasing power for years. Today, the dollar's value has dropped significantly. You feel it every time you spend money on goods and services. Back in 1965, $1 or an ounce of silver could buy you a gallon of milk. Fast forward to today. That same dollar barely buys a couple of coffee creamers, while an ounce of silver would get you 8 gallons of milk. Gold and silver have held their value for centuries. If you had 2,500 ounces of silver back in 1965, you could buy a brand new Ford Mustang. Today, 2,500 ounces of silver would buy you 2 Mustangs. Similarly, in the year 2000, 628 ounces of gold would buy a new $170,000 home. Today, 628 ounces would buy you a $2,500,000 home. The problem? 95% of Americans don't own physical gold or silver. They think it's too complicated and too expensive, but it doesn't have to be. We offer a membership program that allows you to buy gold or silver with as little as $1. You can buy fractional amounts, safely vault them, or have them delivered to your doorstep, and you can liquidate them whenever you want at the highest buyback price in the industry. Ready to protect your wealth and keep your purchasing power? Scan the QR code or go to tafw.soundmoney.com to learn more.
If the vote count is accurate, then how come the number of voters is different? And if it's not accurate, then why was it certified? We are suing Letitia James and the New York State Board of Elections for a conspiracy against fundamental rights. This is not about who won, it's not about what party, it's about the fact that they don't care about your rights.
All right, live from Studio 6B on a Friday night, live at the America First Warehouse.
It's me, Joe the Box, and I'm John the Blanket with the America First Podcast.
That's what I'm talking about. The Fred Rubino Podcast coming to you from the America First Warehouse.
Welcome, everybody, to the James Justice Show, tearing these airwaves apart with all the craziness that goes on in the world.
Welcome to the Patriots Podcast. Good evening, everyone.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the On the Right Side podcast here at the America First Warehouse in Long Island, New York.
Shane Jenkins here with another episode of Liberty's Cage.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to our podcast, Red, Right, and True.
We are streaming live on America First Media and Television app.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Downey Jr. Podcast. Be free, stay free.
The America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be.
All right, we're back with We the People. So excited! It's a new world for me as well as we've got a very large platform. With our TikTok. Well, not that big anymore. Actually, the influencer that's coming now, she's got a bigger platform than me right now. She makes sense. She laughs at me too. She goes, "I got a bit more followers than you," and she deserves. Let me tell you something. When you see the clips that we're going to show, she deserves every single follower she gets. But let's bring her now. Coming streaming live from the America First Warehouse. We got Kate Scott with us. White Squirrel Magic. What's up, Kate? How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
What did you do? You pulled over somewhere in your car?
Yeah, I'm being pulled over. No, I thought I would come to you live in my new Tesla.
Oh, I love By the way, only Democrats drive Teslas.
No.
So listen,
only the ones that have the bumper sticker that says "I bought this prior to the election."
So listen, I got to tell you, I take very seriously what I do. All right, I'm pretty much I'm ground. I'm on the ground, pounding ground, and we're out there. I'm getting IED weapons thrown at me. I'm showing up to wherever we got to show up to because there's a major threat that's happening here over the United States of America. And I was just with CPAC with you, and I'm sure you're getting death threats now, like I was getting death threats because these people are just miserable and they're angry and they're mean and they're living their life with the cup half empty, and we're living a cup half full. We're still laughing, we're still winning, even though we got the news that we're gonna get our asses kicked in the midterms, but we're still laughing through it because if we lose, we're just like, well, that sucks for us, great for them, but we'll keep fighting. So what motivates you every day with this content that you're coming out with to just keep pushing through, to keep laughing through all of this?
You know what? I'm going to be completely honest with you, Midnight. It's the only thing I know how to do. My brain just works in a comedic way, and it's the way God made me. And, if I did what you did, I wouldn't be here because I probably would have caught an IUD that had... that would have been my luck there.
But I have to tell you, watching your videos, you still deliver the message. I mean, it's really amazing that you are not just going out there. Here, I want to take we got a few clips that you sent over to me. This clip, I believe, is clip number 1. It says "Attacking Hollywood," which I think is just absolutely genius. So let's take a look at this clip and then we'll talk through it.
Eilish and I live in a gated community, but I just think what's going on right now, my management told me is terrible. And I just have to say no human is illegal on stolen land. I'm the bad guy. Duh. I think we all need to keep protesting, and by we, I mean you. Duh. And I'm Billie Eilish, so, yeah.
So there you are. I assume in either your home or somewhere else, wherever you're at, and you're doing a clip on Billie Eilish because she, for all intents and purposes, she just looked like a complete moron and embarrassed herself. And by the way, I heard afterwards that she got. Are you aware that she's being sued by that tribe? That she's. No. Oh yeah, she just received a lawsuit by the Indian tribe. I forgot what the name of the Indian tribe was, saying, "Well, since you're on stolen land, can you please get your multi-million-dollar mansion off of our mountain?" And really turning the clock on her. And there you are doing a clip on Billie Eilish. But your message is so clear to me, saying that you explain to what it is. How do you do it?
Right. I mean, really, the jokes write themselves. I just repeat what they say. Really, my job's kind of easy. But yeah, she accepted her Grammy, I believe it was, while saying, no humans illegal on stolen land, and she owns a mansion on stolen land and is unwilling to give it up. These Hollywood hypocrites are the bane of our existence, but they make for great content.
It's amazing that their managers in Hollywood don't tell them to just shut your mouth. Stay in your lane. Why are you getting political when you are is an actor? You were able to read the script better than the other guy, which is why the camera is pointing their camera at your face. Right?
Well, and I actually believe that's what they're still doing, is reading a script. I think it's their management pushing them to say these things, just like, Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion got up on stage for Kamala Harris. They think their fans are stupid and that they won't question anything and that they will just go with what their idol celebrity tells them to. And unfortunately, it does work.
It's amazing. I never even thought about that. I never thought about that it is still a script continuing to go on. Yeah. That their management would hand them a script and this is what you're going to say about what's going on out in politics. It's disgusting. It really is.
100%.
And you see that it really, I don't even know if it's effective anymore because people look at them like they're morons, like Taylor Swift. Oh, I'm going to endorse Kamala Harris. That was the end of Kamala Harris's career.
I don't know. Megan Thee Stallion twerking on stage almost made me vote blue. I'm not even going to lie.
It's really amazing. I think at this point, and I got to tell you, I really think that you are a creative genius. I don't know how much time do you take when you, because I will show clips on the next segment, but how much time do you actually take to put into, like, I've seen you do some quick takes, in front of me, but some of these ones, like, you're here, you're there, you're dressed differently, you're acting, you've got something, you got blue hair, green hair, red hair, hair, you're making this face, you're making that, you're laughing, you're smiling. How long can it take to make a video like that?
It depends. I've gotten better at that now that I've done it more often, but yeah, some of them, like the Liberal Haunted House, that took a while, and I kept my husband up till 3 a.m.
Oh my God. God bless him. You must be married to the Man of Steel.
I am. I absolutely am.
Oh,
While our toddlers were asleep, we could only be so loud.
I try to get my ex-wife to be my manager. She's like, there's a reason why I divorced you. But she's, I got to, after 17 years, of going through hell and back with my ex-wife, I used to make a joke with her. I said, you love the courthouse so much. Why don't you have me? I'm a great tenant. I said, why don't you just buy the freaking courthouse, as a piece of real estate? At least we'll have a piece.
Invest.
Yeah, invest. But, after 17 years of going to war, I think that we kind of, both of us, had some growing spurts. And her and I are pretty close today, doing the best we can to raise two incredible children. And, and that's the other thing I want to talk about with you is that I know you are a very strong believer in faith. As you have it on your platform, Voice for Christianity. Can you talk a little bit about that with you and your family?
Absolutely. I mean, I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for Jesus at all. I would be in New York under Mom Donnie, probably working a server job somewhere, depressed and on drugs, if I'm being completely honest with you, because my dream was to be on Broadway or to be on SNL. I love SNL. Used to love them. Anyways. And I was a sophomore in college when Jesus saved me, made me born again. Praise God. And I started realizing, wow, these shows I'm auditioning for, what this director wants me to do, I feel convicted about. I don't want to be this puppet who is subject to whatever the director wants. And that's really, leaves me with about 2% of musicals I can audition for without being convicted. And then in 2020, I was going to audition for the national tour of The Grinch, which The Grinch is in that 2% of musicals. But they were asking for a vaccination status.
Oh, gee, yeah. And that's,
yeah.
I had to carry around one of those fake cards with me that I, in order to get around people in airplanes and all that, and because and that was a battle I also had with my ex-wife. I told her, I said, I know the kids in your house and not my house. You were not to get them vaccinated, whatever you do. We weren't so friendly back then, and she was scared by, whatever it is. Oh, what happens if they get sick? And they really did. This whole vaccination thing, they put the fear of God into everybody. Meanwhile, people were getting boosted and people were losing their lives.
Grandma killer.
Yeah, I had a couple of really good friends that, got these boosts, and all of a sudden, whether it's coincidence, not coincidence, they're not with us anymore, and it was just a horrible time we went through.
Yes.
And I believe that what we're dealing with right now truly is a war on God. That's really what this is. This is not about Republicans, Democrats, liberals, or independents. This is about either you are good or you are evil. And this ideology is not an American problem. This ideology that we're facing, it is like a cancer that is spreading all around the world. Over here in the United States of America, we put our women on pedestals. We don't beat them, torture them, knock them down, hurt them, belittle them. We remind them every single day that you are enough. And, and I hope your husband's telling you the same thing, because you are enough for this platform for We the People. So we're so grateful to have you here.
No, I'm honored. And you're exactly right. It's biblical principles on the ballot. It's not different ideas about taxes or what we should do with the roads or anything. I mean, those are on the ballot too, but it's also, should we murder children or not? Should we sterilize them or not? And so that's just...
Yeah, I agree. It always has been and always will be about the children. Over here on our podcast, we don't ask who you are. We don't ask where you're from. Are you a mommy? Are you a daddy? Are you a child? What can we do to help you? We don't ask you, are you a child from Palestine or a mommy from Israel or from Iran or Iraq or Canada, Mexico, or over here in the United States of America. If you're down in your luck and you're hurting, and of course you're not out there with the intent to hurt anybody else. We do everything we can to protect our families. So, but listen, we're going to go, we got about another 10 seconds, and then we're going to go to commercial break. When we get back, we're going to have more with Kate Scott, White Squirrel Magic. We'll be right back with We the People on the Midnight. Woo!
Most people think they have options when searching for the best deals when they travel. But here's the shocking truth. 100% of the major travel agencies are owned by just two entities, Expedia and Booking Holdings. They claim to offer the lowest rates, but due to the hotel rate parity agreement, they all have the same pricing, limiting genuine competition. When you book through these sites, you act as your own travel agent, but the profits are going to organizations that don't support our patriot values. We cannot allow that to continue. So, we decided to make travel great again by starting a US-based travel membership platform, mypatriottravel.com. We are patriots helping patriots. Together, we can disrupt the travel industry by not spending our hard-earned dollars supporting the radical left. For just $29.99 per month, you gain access to true wholesale rates on travel, saving you on average 35% and up to 65%. Book as often as you like, with no limits. Keep your hard-earned dollars in your pocket and spend them on things you need and want to support. Go to mypatriottravel.com/TAFW and grab your membership today. mypatriottravel.com/TAFW. Making travel great again.
Are you a true American? Then it's time to get connected. Download the America First Media and Television app and stay up to date with real news, bold voices, and live events from the America First Warehouse. From national broadcasts and exclusive shows to comedy nights, concerts, and special events. It's all right at your fingertips. No filters, no spin, just America First. Download the America First Media and Television app today and be part of the movement.
I'm sure you guys remember the platinum single Justice for All with Donald Trump and the J6 Prison Choir. Well, get ready for round two. We're coming out with Anthem of the Free with High Res and the J6 Prison Choir. It's coming out now. It's pre-sale until December 19th when it drops. Get yours on all platforms, Google Play, Apple iTunes. Get it. It's going to be hot.
Justice for all, our voices ring. The anthem of the free.
It's me, Joe the Box, the America First Warehouse, most patriotic venue in all the land.
The America First Warehouse, a beacon for the sea, a symbol of unity. For the patriots of America, we stand tall and free. In the America First Warehouse, we're all
Oh, we are back with one of my favorite personalities. This is an upcoming star. Well, can you tell us, Kate, first of all, the platforms that you're at, and tell us where people can find you. I'll ask you a couple of times, but tell us where people can find you to watch this. I mean, if you're at night, like if it's nighttime and you're having like a really bad night, don't listen to the bullshit. Go to Kate's platform, because I was just cracking up on the way here, but tell us where we can find you.
Instagram is where I'm primarily at. It's at White Squirrel Magic. And then Facebook as well. I think you can search White Squirrel Magic and find me. I've been banned on TikTok twice, once for hate speech. The second time was for impersonation. So I don't know if all I posted was Miss Rachel. So I don't know if it thought I was impersonating
How did you
Miss Rachel?
How did you cut? Yeah, problem. Miss Rachel she probably went into the TikTok app and reported you.
or maybe they thought someone was impersonating me.
Oh.
There's an account right now that is impersonating me. I keep reporting it, and it doesn't go away. So
oh my God! Talking about impersonation.
Yeah,
some woman yesterday asked me if I can give her $2,500 back. I go, $2,500 back? So what are we talking about? Midnight, I need my $2,500 back. You lied to me. I the cryptocurrency is fake. And I go, oh my God. And then I start showing her and talking to her. I was like, you haven't been talking to me. That's an impersonator. She even sent me videos of AI of me telling her how much I love her, and it's crazy. You gotta see. I was like, oh my God! But I know it's not me. And it says, I want to confess my love to you and how much I care about you, and I just want to let you know that I'm thinking about you. There's no personality. I wanted to let you know that I'm thinking about you and talking about you all single. It's like, I said, baby, how do you not know this? I said, but I was in. Then I felt bad because then they were in love with me, and I was like, oh my God. I was like,
she must have been
devastated. Anyway, but let me ask you a question. The White Squirrel Magic is where they can, and I'm repeating this because we're on TikTok. I want everyone to know on Instagram and TikTok and everything else, White Squirrel Magic is your name. How'd you come up with White Squirrel Magic?
Okay. Squirrels are my favorite animal.
Yeah.
Okay? My full name is Caitlin. There's a gazillion ways to spell Caitlin.
Right.
My username, when it was just my personal page, was Caitlin the Squirrel. That's where I landed. And so I knew I didn't want it to be Caitlin, because I knew whenever I would explain it to someone, it'd be C and all I, it's just like too involved. So then I wanted to be Funny Squirrel. Someone took that. Then I thought, I'm a white girl. I think it's hilarious to say squirrel instead of girl. Or I'm getting to
so you're racist. So you're racist now.
Yes.
White is for being white. So we don't represent black. We just represent white. But go ahead. I'm starting to get a picture here. Are you a white supremacist? Are you a white supremacist?
No, but I do have white excellence.
White excellence. Yes, you do have white. You are an excellent white person.
And if black girls can have black girl magic, then I have white girl magic. And that's how white. Someone took white girl magic too. All of them were taken, so I landed at White Squirrel Magic, and that's the folklore.
Well, I was the Midnight, right? Then I was the Midnight 1, 2, 3, and now I am the Midnight.
Yeah,
like I am the Batman. I am now the Midnight.
Yes.
Right? You guys love me on TikTok. I am the Midnight.
Yeah.
1.4 million followers. We're down to 80,000, and 75 are still with us, but we still have streaming in 1.6 thousand people so far have streamed into TikTok. Let's go. Woo! And remember, everybody, you all know my app. Download the app. At the American First Warehouse. Make sure you go to our website, the American First Warehouse. You will see all of our shows, all of our podcasts. It'll give you directions to everything about this place. And by the way, we're going to start having huge parties here. We're going to have parties for the Iranian people that are celebrating Donald Trump. We're going to have parties for the Filipino people that are celebrating for Donald Trump. We're going to even have Shabbat dinner here for the Jews that are celebrating for Donald Trump. We're going to turn this into a church for the Christians that are against the ideology, that don't want to look like this anymore. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't. If they have it their way, I told my ex-wife for Christmas, I'm going to get her a burqa, and then and we don't even want to see her eyes either. We're going to close our eyes. We're going to close our eyes too. We're going to make it look like this, and then.
Yeah. I'm smiling. Can you tell?
Oh my God! Yeah. I can't tell that you're smiling. I told my ex-wife when I come to go cover her, she's like, I'm going to pop you right in the face and try to cover me up. Anyway, I want to go to this next video clip, which I think is funny. You were in like this haunted mansion or a horror house. It was called the liberal horror house. And I'm just rolling through it. I think it's the liberal clip 2 is liberal horror. Let's play clip 2. Hopefully it's the right clip. Let's take a look at this.
Energy. I'm literally white, but I'm going as an Indian this year. No, they're indigenous people. Hi, I'm Sarah Phelan, and I can see Russia from my house. Hey, would you like to have a civil conversation? No. Okay, have a nice day. This just in. Palestine is officially
This is
free.
the best.
Yes! Thanks to the efforts of Donald J. Trump. Yeah!
That is the best. That is the best. I can tell you. How long did it take you to make this video?
That was the 3 a.m. one.
That was the 3 a.m. video. So there, I mean, that told it the best. You've got this liberal broadcaster, and she's saying that finally it's coming to an end. Everything's great. It's unbelievable. And then the liberal is the person is celebrating, and then they find out it's coming to an end on your side because Donald J. Trump handled it, and she starts crying. You're like, oh no, I want to go back to when it was miserable. Go back to when it was miserable. I don't, if Donald Trump fixed it, I'd rather be broken than fixed.
That's right. TDS at its finest.
Crazy.
Crazy.
And how do you look at them? I mean, how do you deal with this? What do you do for these people? I mean, we can say, oh, okay, yeah, we'll pray for them. But outside of praying for them, how do you fix them?
You confront their logic. Because I think comedy does a good job of breaking down barriers. Like someone might watch at the beginning and it's kind of like they get hit with the truth without realizing it, because if a liberal sees like Fox News, they're just going to keep scrolling. But I might have at least got them for the first 10 seconds.
They don't want to talk. They don't want to communicate. They don't want to, I'm looking at my forums right now. God damn, I'm a big guy. Look how good those forums look.
Oh, it follows my head. I can't show mine. Mine are too big.
But
be the whole screen.
But they don't want to compromise. They don't want to talk. They just want a gotcha moment for Donald Trump. They talk about the Epstein files, and the only one they want to talk about is Donald Trump. They don't want to talk about Bill Clinton. They don't want to talk about Hillary Clinton. They don't want to talk about the Obamas. They don't want to talk about Bruce Springsteen. They don't want to talk about Leonardo DiCaprio or Jay-Z and Beyonce or Will Smith or anybody else. They just want a gotcha moment on the president. Is TDS? I know we made up TDS. Is Trump deranged syndrome real?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, in the part 1 of my liberal haunted house, I had part where she said, would anyone like a free vaccine? And Libby, who I've coined her name as Libby, she says, oh my gosh, yes, please. Like it's a relief. And she's like, and this cures all types of TDS. She stabbed her with it. And she's like,
they're crazy, right? They want vaccines. They want to get a booster. And if you labeled it that this is going to cure your Trump deranged syndrome, right? And you're going to feel great. And you're going to laugh with us. You're going to smile with us.
Yeah.
They don't want that. But one thing I got to tell you about the Democrats, even if they have a bad message, they stick together. They do.
True that.
They are working their asses off. They have something about a $3 billion budget for the No Kings, No Ice. $3 billion. That's their budget. And you and I are out here making nothing. And we are doing everything we can to save the country. And I love and I love when people say, oh, how much is she getting paid? How much is he getting paid? We're actually, all of us are sitting here broke. Matter of fact, the CEO says, Midnight, you better get the ratings up or we got to pay the bills. We got to, it all comes down. Hey, we love each other, but at the end of the day, you better find you a sponsor, or because at the end of the day, right? But these liberals and Democrats, they got a $3 billion budget, and we can't find somebody to sponsor to save us from the United States of America.
I heard Allie Beth's husband describe Allie this way, and I would describe myself this way too. He said, not only would she do this for free, but she would pay to do it. And that is so true, because we care about this country so much. We love this country so much that we're willing to, not have a $3 billion budget. I can't even imagine. They must have bought all those duck inflatables they had and orange paint.
Oh my God.
But
did you see?
We care.
Did you see the one video where the woman was clucking like a chicken?
No.
Oh my God. She was laying eggs. She had a fake chicken thing on. She was buck, 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 and she's going like this. Older woman, like she must have been in her 60s, her grandmother. Buck, 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 and she pulled an egg out of her ass.
And why? For what? What does that?
I don't know. Like, I have something against Trump being a chicken or whatever it is and laying eggs. That's nuts.
Me.
Could you imagine being at a Republican conservative convention and there was a chicken laying an egg?
But you're right about them all sticking together, because they have that phrase, vote blue no matter who. And I think because us who are red, we critically think, so we're able to critically think with each other, versus they're just sheep who all just, go for what they're going and don't even give time to think. So I think that's the fruit of their ideologies as well. Brainless.
Yeah. And, and as big as all the parades and marches and no kings, no ice, no kings, these are the same voters that voted for Kamala Harris anyway. There's nobody going from the conservative movement going to vote for these people. And the ones that we have to talk about is the independent voters. How are we going to, put them at ease, that we have got to make sure that they do not fall to the evil empire of the Democratic Party. But we've got about 15 more seconds for this. And when we come back, we're going to show some more clips with Kate Scott. She is an absolute creative genius, and so proud to have her on We the People podcast. Midnight, we'll be back on 3. 1, 2, 3. Woo!
You've worked hard and saved, but inflation and increased money supply are eroding your buying power. Protect and grow your wealth with physical gold and silver. Sound Money. With a Sound Money wallet, your wealth stays in your control. Buy fractionally, vault securely, ship directly, and instantly liquidate your gold and silver at the highest buyback price in the industry. Real money, real ownership. Visit tafwsoundmoney.info or scan the QR code and start securing your financial future today.
The America First Ultra MAGA Store. For all your MAGA needs. We sell t-shirts, tumblers, flags, hats, sneakers, bumper stickers, and a whole lot more. The most patriotic America First retail store. The America First Ultra MAGA Store.
Get ready to move and celebrate freedom like never before. The America First Warehouse proudly presents Freedom in Motion, America 250. Join Lisa for an electrifying dance fitness fundraiser designed to get your heart pumping and your spirit soaring. This dynamic 6-week session is perfect for all fitness levels, whether you're just starting out or ready to level up your routine. Feel the energy of an epic patriotic playlist. Boost your fitness, learn exciting new moves, and relieve stress while having an absolute blast. All for just $100 per person, and it all supports a great cause. Spots are limited, so don't wait. Come dance, get fit, and celebrate America 250 in motion.
Corporate transfer. Fine professional, moving and storage, and inventory management.
Oh, that was quick. All right, we are back with Miss Rachel. Caitlin Scott, though, with Miss Rachel was with us. My God, I gotta tell you, I watch you, and by the way, I want to let you know that I am not like I live with shit too. Everybody lives with crap, and there's some nights I'm laying down and I'm just like having a bad night, and thank God that I've armed myself with a really good toolbox to reel myself back in. And I get back to living in the present moment. When I'm emotional, I walk away. These are the things that I continue to practice every single day. And then in the mornings and the night before I go to bed, I remind myself, and I try to change the list every single morning, is the 5 things that I'm grateful for. And it's important to remind yourself all the things that you're grateful for, because a lot of people are so focused on what they don't have. And I keep telling them, what you don't have doesn't serve you. But what do you have? How much worse would life be without your children, without your spouse or your husband or your loved one? I'm grateful that my mother at 89 years old is still alive and still with me. I'm grateful that my daughter is living her best life in college, and she's smiling and she's laughing, and there's no depression or no anxiety has entered either one of their systems. And my son is kicking ass and doing incredible things. So what are the things what are the 5 things right now, if you had to say, what are the real 5 things that if you didn't have today, that your life would be so much worse or off with? What are the things that you're really grateful for?
Gosh, I think my list is identical to yours. I have toddlers who are not in college yet. I can't even imagine what that must feel like, the pride, because my son puts his underwear on and I feel pride correctly. But yeah, my husband, I wouldn't be here without him at all. I wouldn't be sober without him either. And Jesus Christ, of course. But my husband, he's never had a sip of alcohol in his entire life. One time he had like a moldy coconut, and I was like, oh, never mind. It was like fermented a little on accident. It was nasty. But anyways, I joke with him that way. But, he has helped me so incredibly much. I don't know where I'd be without him.
So I want to touch on that. So are you classified as an alcoholic?
No, I had in college in the theater department, because I have a degree in musical theater.
Right.
It was a pot smoking.
So pot smoking, right?
Yes.
So,
I occasionally drank, and when I did, I overdid it. But I had for like a year, I was probably high the entire year. Wow.
So and I have a lot of experience with a lot of friends that go. I had a lot of friends that have problems. Yeah. And one thing I realized when it comes to addiction, that you can't be the savior of that person unless they want to save themselves, right?
That's right.
So when your husband stepped in, or I guess he wasn't your husband at the time,
Correct.
When you guys first met, were you smoking at the time when you first met?
So I was extremely convicted to stop. I had stopped smoking, but my family still drank. So I would too, because, I could handle it, but I couldn't. Every time I did, I always, overused and regretted, did things I wish I wouldn't have. So I was told in the Christian community that, you can, it's a freedom in Christ, which I do believe that. I'm not saying if someone has a glass of wine, they're sinning by no means, but drunkenness is clearly a sin in the Bible.
Yep.
And for me to be wise, it's best to not have it at all. And so meeting Josh led up to my convictions, like you said, but I had never seen someone be sober. It was always like, no, I can have a little bit. So I thought, what's wrong with me that I can't just have a little bit? All that to say, Joshua and his family was that tangible evidence I needed of a sober Christian. And so it perfectly aligned with that.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, number one, I'm proud of you. I truly am, because, thank God for me that I've never had an addictive personality. Now, I partied and with the best of them, and I got a huge tolerance for a lot of stuff, but it begins and ends with me when the fun stops. If it's not fun for me anymore, then I just and they say, Midnight, how do you just stop that? I said, well, I'm not having fun no more. I never got addicted to anything. You can put a ton of stuff in me every day for 20 years. I was never addicted to it. If I'm addicted to maybe to having fun and enjoying my life, So I understand with the addiction how difficult it is, and for your husband or your man to come in there and say that, hey, lean on me. I got you. We'll do this together. And I assume he's part of Jesus, believing in Christ and all that. And you guys are working that together, and for you guys to share that experience in itself too, I think was a huge help to getting you out of that lifestyle.
Absolutely. God is good.
God is 100% good, and I tell you, if I didn't believe in God before, something happened that day where that IED, weapon landed at my feet, and all I hear is Allahu Akbar, whatever it is, and boom, and this weapon drops at my feet, and it's a jar about this big with screws and nuts and bolts and about that big, and it's sizzling, and there's the fuse, and it's smoking, and I'm looking at it, and I'm just like, oh my God, this is gonna hurt. And I think, and I was there that day in Butler, at the event, and by the good grace of God, Donald Trump didn't lose his life either. I don't know where we would have been.
Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine.
Can't even imagine. And I saw some other idiot on TikTok saying in a few days that Donald Trump is not going to be here anymore. That the Iranian regime has the plan already in place. I mean, and I tell people on social media, please delete those idiots. Don't listen to they know nothing. Their dreams mean nothing. Their fantasies mean nothing. Block them and delete them. At this point in my life, if you have any type of toxicity in your life, you block them, you remove them, you get rid of them. I block about 30 to 50 people a day on TikTok.
Yeah.
And not because, and they used to say don't block them because it's good for people fighting amongst each other. I would rather my followers be protected by working with each other. Like right now, how many followers we got on TikTok? They're all supporting each other. After this live is over, I will go back, and if anybody said any nasty comments about me or any of my followers or the President of the United States of America, they will be blocked. Bye, Felicia. They will be blocked. But I want to go to this last clip. And this last clip is obviously making fun of what's the teacher's name? Miss
Rachel.
Miss Rachel, which has 30 million followers. She is influencing all of our children. She's tied to the hip to Zohran Mamdani, and there you come out. This video clip I'm about to show you completely went viral, hit millions upon millions of views. I'm laughing all the way to the bank. I'm like, oh, this is just creative genius. Take a look at this of you making fun of or copying or emulating Miss Rachel, and then we'll talk about this afterwards.
Hi, friends. Today's letter is M for Mom Donnie. Yay! Mom Donnie is brown, right? Which is better than white. Good. We're decriminalizing prostitution. We're decriminalizing prostitution. If Timmy has 2 houses and DeAndre has none, what should Timmy do? I know. Give him his houses, right?
Oh, freaking genius. I can't wait to show you guys this live. Well, first, again, white squirrel magic, right? White squirrel.
I like the way you say squirrel.
Well, by the way, you love my mother. She feeds the squirrels she wakes up and I say, Mom, you got to stop feeding the squirrels. You kill it. Because she lives in like a golf course community and people live to the left and right. They're shitting and pissing all over the place. And you might say, Mom, the neighbors are going to throw you out. I don't care. 89 years old. Then there go the peanuts. And the birds, and then the Canadian geese. The Canadian geese come, they shit all over the place. Then deer come into my mother's. Now I'm hand feeding squirrels at my mother's place. You love my mother.
Oh, she sounds amazing.
But white squirrel magic. You guys want to laugh your ass off? White squirrel magic. She's a genius, a creative genius. She really is. And I'm looking so much, to some more videos you got coming out. Is there anything else? We've got about 2.5 minutes left to this live. Is there anything else that we need to know about you? That you want to plug? Or any things that you're working on? You showing up at any events? You going into charities?
Yeah, so I just became a contributor with Reawaken USA with James Owen. So I'm going to be at some colleges talking to students soon, and hope to do more stand-up. There's a company called Conviction Co. Let me segue. My main thing is to find the joy in everything. We need to laugh more, especially in politics. We got to laugh. So that's why my account exists, is to be part of the comedic relief America desperately needs. But we're coming out with a hat. It's going to say "Find the Joy," and really excited for that. There's a little squirrel on the side of it.
Oh, I love it. Unfortunately, a friend of mine, his name is Josh, and he's a very big influencer. Also, he's funny, and him and I had an outing because he's a huge liberal, and I was friends with him, and I loved him unconditionally. Unfortunately, he couldn't take being friends with me anymore from this side, and he's a very big influence at the Laugh Factory in Los Angeles. I would have totally had him have you on that show. I think you kick ass, but I've got a couple of other connections in the comedian world that maybe I'll see if I can get you on there, because I think that you would just tear it up on stage. Yeah, of course. So I think that, again, you've got a lot of work ahead of you because we've got a lot of work ahead of us. And I'm very clear that ground zero right now is New York City. And what's happening in New York. Zohran Mamdani ended Executive Order 61, which is the no more protection for the synagogues in all of New York. Basically told the Jewish community, you're on your own. He also let the people free that attacked the NYPD officers that were throwing ice blocks at their necks. He also went to go visit an Islamic attacker of NYPD over in the hospital, told the NYPD they overreacted. So if you, at our request, again, Bruce Blakeman, he's running for governor of New York. A vote for Kathy Hochul, which is the governor now, is a vote for Zohran Mamdani. Continue to talk about Zohran Mamdani. We need your voice out there. Whatever you can do to help us get rid of that man and end his political career.
That's right.
Anyway, so listen, she's been great. She's awesome. Caitlin Scott, White Squirrel Magic, and she's been live with the Midnight. We are out. 1, 2, 3. Woo!
Oh.
Beacon for all to see, a symbol of hope, a symbol of unity. For the patriots of America, we stand tall and free in the America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be. The America First Warehouse, a beacon for all to see, a symbol of hope, a symbol of unity. For the patriots of America, we stand tall